Hey you guys, I hope you're having an awesome weekend. I just want to take just a little bit of time and create a video for a lesson that we're going to be doing on Monday, and I wanted you guys to get the instruction here through the video, and then when we come to school we're actually going to apply what you've learned through books like Tuesday, which is actually an amazing book. If you've never read it, if you've never seen it, we will look at it on Monday or Tuesday of this coming week. Something I want to talk to you about. We've been going through the writing process, and the very beginning of the writing process is the pre-writing process, and that's where we created all those big ideas, and from those ideas we pulled out those little tiny seeds, and then we brain dumped onto our paper about what we were doing. From there, the last week we've been organizing our thoughts, and we've started into drafting, which you guys have done an amazing job working step by step through that with me. Today what we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about the next process in the writing process, which is called revising. And what revising is simple terms, it means just to make everything better. You make things better by adding words or by changing words. There's all different things you can do. One of my favorite ways to revise is called painting a picture with your words. So you paint a word picture. And I'm going to have you guys do that with me on Monday, but I want you to kind of get an idea of what I'm looking for, or what we're going to talk about, and how you paint a picture, and why it's important too. When you're reading a story that doesn't have beautiful pictures, the author has to create words that paint a picture for you, that make you feel like you're actually in the story. I know a lot of you are probably reading different books that have a mystery or something, and the author takes those words and really paints a picture for you, so if you were to close your eyes while someone read the book to you, you would have this visual movie in your head of what was going on. And that's what we want to do as writers. We want to create a visual picture or visual movie for our readers so they get what we were talking about, especially with our memory that we're working on. So what I'm going to have you guys do, I'm going to read some examples to you. The first one is going to be from this book called Sloppy Joe. It's a really funny book. And then the second one is called A Bad Case of Stripes, which I'm sure a lot of you have heard or have read. But I'm going to ask you to do something for me. I want you to close your eyes. And I'm going to read this passage, or these little pieces to you, and I want you to just envision what the author pictured and what the author was wanting to create with these words. So it says, I've always been good at being sloppy. I slurp, spill, slouch, talk with my mouth full, and put my elbows on the table without even trying. Okay, go ahead and open your eyes. Now, what kind of picture did you get in your mind? Hopefully you got one that was somebody that's being slouchy and just sloshing things everywhere. You know what kind of picture I had in my mind when I first read it, even though I saw the pictures? I was thinking back to the movie Beauty and the Beast. And when Beauty and the Beast were sitting down for, I guess, dinner or something, and the Beast, who was trying to be a gentleman, but he was sloshing his food in his mouth like this. That's what I was picturing. So it's kind of funny that that's what I pictured as what the author was showing us this little boy is. And this is what the author actually did. This is what the illustrator drew. So my picture in my head, my visual picture that was created because of the words that he wrote down. The next example I want to read to you is from A Bad Case of the Stripes, and it says, close your eyes and breathe deeply and become one with the room. I wish you hadn't said that, Camilla groaned. Slowly she started to melt into the walls of her room. Her bed became her mouth, her nose was her dresser, and 2 paintings were her eyes. The therapist screamed and ran from the house. So if you went back and you closed your eyes, and you thought, or even if you didn't close your eyes, if your eyes were still open and you were thinking, oh my goodness, I want to know, what kind of picture did you have in your brain from that? If your picture was something like this, that's what the author wanted you to get from this. He wanted you to visually understand what he meant when this little girl, Camilla, became one with the room, and she became the wall. So your words are very powerful, and how you use your words paints pictures in other people's minds. So if we're not adding in all these details, and I know it's really hard to pull out sometimes, but if we don't add in these details, your readers aren't going to have a good visual picture. So my challenge to you is maybe tell your mom or dad this weekend what your memory is that you're writing about. Remember, mine was the last time I saw my dog Daisy. Maybe yours was the last time you saw your pet, or the time you got to go to camping with your dad, or the time you had a sleepover. Whatever it is, I challenge you to tell your parents about what your memory was that you chose. And on a half sheet, you're going to have to write a summary of what you've learned from this video, 2 or 3 sentences. But on that same piece of paper, maybe on the back, have your parents draw a picture while you explain, while you give your details, you paint your picture of what your memory was. And based on the details that you give, we'll see if the picture that your parents create matches up with what actually happened. I mean, it doesn't always, but it's just a really fun, exciting thing to see. Oh my gosh, wait, maybe I should add more details and I can tell you this and I can tell you that. Like I said, this coming week on Monday or Tuesday, might be Tuesday that we do this book, we're going to get to practice painting word pictures with the pictures that are created in this amazing book, okay? So, that's all I have for you right now. I hope that you guys have an amazing rest of your weekend, and I will see you on Monday.